Hi everyone, it's Monique and Megan from Soapy Smooches. It is Friday.
Yay.
It's 2 weeks to holidays. We're closing on the 23rd, just FYI. I nearly said another thing, but anyway. Anyway, how are you all? Hope you're well. We're certainly looking forward to the break, but today we thought we'd talk about cats because we haven't actually spoken about cats. And I wanted to start with a story. I adopted a cat at our local vet one year. It was about 11 years now that I've had Ben.
Benny, my work husband.
Yes. So Ben is like a cat dog, but nevertheless, in the beginning when I adopted him, I believed in my heart that he was a Turkish van. And do you know what a Turkish van is?
Yes, I remember, only because you told me.
And a Turkish van, I thought he was unique. A Turkish van is a cat that loves water and he swims, and like they really just water cats,
They're cool
right?
cats,
They water
yeah.
babies, and I thought Ben was one of those water babies. But just to backpedal, Ben lived in my shower for 2 months because he was actually cruelly handled and he broke his femur. So the vet put in a thing and it stuck out this much on top of his
skin.
bone. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was super scared because I'm one that falls over just by hearing the word blood, never mind seeing the word blood, so I had to deal with this. And nevertheless, Ben and I grew like this. We're very fond of each other. And when Ben came out of the shower, I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna just do some homework, and I found Turkish van. To my dismay, I actually one day wet Ben, and I thought, okay, now you're a Turkish van, you're gonna swim.
You're gonna love this.
Not quite. So
I'm surprised you survived.
well, you know, I did, but now I've learned my lesson. So every guy one of my guys that comes to groom Benny, my girls, the Yorkies, says, "What about Ben?" I'm going, "Yeah, no, that's great. Try Ben."
Yep.
And they give up like thinking about it because I know what'll happen. So yeah, that's my story about a Turkish van. So what is a Turkish van, Meg? A Turkish van is a swim cat, right?
Yes, they're a breed of cat that just they're known to enjoy water. The other breed that also apparently loves water most of the time are Siamese cats.
Really?
And they apparently love being in the car as well. Most Siamese cat owners say that if they take their cat to the vet or whatever, they sit on the dashboard and they like seeing what's going on. And they often do jump into the bath with their owners while they are trying to bath.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ben must be a Siamese because he also likes the car.
My cat, I have to say, my cat loves the car, doesn't like the bath. She's very curious about it, but she slipped in once and used me as means of climbing out. So I was scratched to smithereens because of my cat falling in the bath. So my cat is not a fan of water.
Yes. So actually I want to say shame to our guys, right? Because we do a lot of cats. I'd like to say that some of our guys are the cat's whisperers, because if I've seen what Ben did to me, I kind of have, I have huge respect for anybody who can groom
And the
a cat.
groomers are very brave. I have to say, they are very, very brave, because cats are kind of sharp and prickly on all ends. You know, you have to be very, very careful where you put your hand on a cat, because they 9 times out of 10 can get to you, even when you think you can't. They can't. But yeah, our guys really are very, very good with the cats, I must say.
So Megan, you know, some cats, like, what are those cats with the flat noses again?
The Persians,
Yes.
the Persian cats.
Some of the Persians have got this, they've got the tendency to knot. So
correct.
my question always is to shave or not to shave?
So always with cats, it's if you can avoid shaving, it's always better. They have the similar coats to your double-coated dogs, like your Huskies, your German Shepherds, that sort of thing. You know, so unless it's really necessary, it is always better to leave any of your pets, including cats, in their natural state. It is natural for them to have that long hair, as long as it's not causing them any discomfort. The second there are any mats and knots forming, unfortunately, sometimes it is required to shave, because then it becomes extremely uncomfortable for the cat and can cause, as we've discussed with matting, it can cause those sores underneath and can cause a bit of dermatitis, which is obviously really not great for your pets. So if you are at the point where your cat is badly knotted or won't let you brush out, which is often the case with cats, a lot of cat owners really do try. They really do try to keep their cats sort of knot free, but the cats have other ideas, so sometimes the only option is to keep them shaved. So it's not detrimental to them to be shaved. It is a huge skill for a groomer to be able to shave a cat, however, because cat skin is not like dog skin.
No.
It is very soft, it is very elastic, very supple, which obviously increases the chances of the groomers being able nicking your cat and them being sort of injured in the grooming. So it is a massive skill for our groomers to have, to be able to shave cats safely, which they do. And yeah, but if you can, always great to keep your cat's natural coat, but if there is knotting or matting, it is ideal to shave.
Yeah, and I think the long-haired cats that I've certainly seen people wanting to shave are Maine Coons, because
Yes.
and then the Siberians.
Correct.
Not shave everywhere, but my neighbor has a Siberian, and I know that the biggest problem is that the beard, like the bib
Yes.
under here, grows really long, and
It
the tongue
does.
isn't long enough to cover
To
everything.
clean, yes.
So she likes to just cut the bib a little bit to
trim it
yeah,
out,
to
yes.
shave or trim the bib a bit to make it easier for the cat
Correct.
to do it.
And especially with your older cats, mentioning about cats not being able to groom when there's that much hair. With your older cats, you'll find sometimes, like your Maine Coons, your Siberians, your Chinchillas, your Persians, all of that, as they get quite old, they're sometimes not as flexible as they used to be. So there will be areas where they're not able to groom anymore. And then you start seeing matting, quite severe matting forming on the hips, and places where there's usually no issue with knotting will all of a sudden start developing these really severe mats.
Yes.
And that is sometimes a sign that your cat is getting quite old, and you perhaps need to look at their joints and that sort of thing, because they might be in a bit of pain.
Yes, and yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And then there's
But
also.
you get joint pain and can't clean yourself.
Hey, are you calling me old?
No, you said I get that.
Watch your words, lady.
I get that, not being able to groom myself properly.
No. So the last cat I want to really just bring up is a ragdoll.
Yes.
What kind of cat is a ragdoll?
So they are long-haired cats. Ragdolls are, the reason they're called ragdoll cats is they do remind people of your sort of typical toy cats. They've got they're white cats, they've got the sort of grey points.
Or blue? Not so.
Sometimes, but it's usually the points that you'll find are that bluish colour. So the points on the cats are, the tail, the tips of the ears, the face, and sometimes the paws. And they often have these beautiful blue or green eyes. And they're just very striking cats. They're very pretty. Very pretty.
And a
cats.
little skittish, or not really?
Ragdolls aren't too bad. The chinchillas, however, which are they're almost like miniature cats. They're quite small, very fluffy, usually have these very striking green eyes, as they really are the incarnation of the saying dynamite comes in small packages.
Try Barsos.
Any groomer will tell you they would much rather have a 7.5 kg Maine Coon to groom rather than a little 3 kg chinchilla, because the chinchillas will try and bite your fingers off.
And then get it right, yes.
Yes, they do.
Anyway, on that finger biting and not being able to groom because of your joints, we really wish you a happy day. Holidays will be here soon. I think there will be time for us
We just got interrupted by an airplane.
time for us to do one more video before we close. So if you are going anywhere, safe travels. And we'll see you next week for one last time this year. Wishing you well, and we'll chat soon.
Definitely.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.